Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is my complete beginner's guide to Ostranauts, and we're focusing on build 14 in this one. And in the last episode, we did some stuff, and then I did some offline stuff. I went and salvaged a ship. I found a great ship. It was in really good condition, a few holes in it, but most of the equipment was good, including an entire reactor system. And the only thing I took from the reactor was the helium tanks. There were two of them, and they had a little bit of fuel in them. So I grabbed those and I sold them. I didn't sell them for as much as I had hoped. I got about 11,000 for the two of them. Was hoping it would be a little more than that. The tanks were mostly empty though. When you get those and they're full, that can be a windfall for you. That can be a lot of money. Other thing that I found on the ship was an EVA suit, and I fixed that up. And I've gone ahead and put battery and oxygen in it. We'll talk about that when we go to use it. Also, there was a helmet, different version of the helmet. This is the standard, and I think this is like the version F. Nope, that's the B suit. Sorry, the B. I guess B for black, maybe? Okay, so the different suits, if you look in the metadata of the game, they have slightly different like armor ratings and things like that, but overall, they're about the same. I don't really mess with them much. I like having the different colors so that I can switch them and know where the battery levels and oxygen levels were when I need to kind of bounce around a little bit. But other than that, there's no real significant difference in one versus the other. It's not like they have more storage or anything like that. A little bit more protection, perhaps, maybe some better thermal protection or something like that. I've never actually looked at it myself, just things I've read on the forum. So there we have that. Let's see. There was a backpack just sitting there too. I grabbed that, and there were a few pieces in there, and I do want to go ahead and deal with that real quick. Right now we're storing spare parts down here. That makes some sense to me. I usually have a crate or a rack or something that would have all this in there. This is O2 though. I'm going to put that over here. And let's put it, I kind of want it closed and stuff to go in this crate. As you can see, our pressure suit is in there, some lights. Yeah, we could get the EVA suit over here, come to think of it. So let's do that. I usually have like I think of it as a drawer or something that has all this stuff on it. Incidentally, they have added hot spots for where you can put something. I like that a lot. Oh, one other thing, I upgraded from the jumpsuit to cargo pants. Cargo pants have cargo pockets that can hold a lot of stuff. I bought a little bit of food just so I have it. I also bought a flask which has a ton of water in it. That's all water, 32 servings basically. So we'll have that for quite a while. That's mostly, yeah, the one other thing, kind of a big deal. I went ahead and bought a Weber Lance laser torch. That replaces most of my equipment. I still need the driver, but it takes care of everything else. And for now, just in case I'm misremembering that or in case something changed and I didn't know about it, I'm leaving that equipment in this bag along with its batteries. I can certainly use the batteries in the future, but for now, we'll just leave these here. And if it turns out I really don't need them, I'll either sell them or I'll store them for a coworker. When I hire somebody, they'll have some tools they can work with. So we're going to put the EVA suit in here. And because we have an EVA suit, not this episode, but perhaps the next one, we will do a build out on the ship and we'll start talking about how we do that. For this episode, I wanted to take care of something else. While I was out salvaging, I started getting a ton of alerts that my character was having, doubt and things like this. If we look up here, he was greedy. I think the one that his intimacy was at, what is the term? Desperate. Went to desperate. And that's generally not a good thing. If you leave those things red for too long, he can start to kind of do things you don't want him to do. Oh my goodness, there is a dead person here. Harmony Kelly. That's not good. That's not good at all. Goodness gracious. That's new. I didn't have that. There will be a stack of bodies somewhere in the station, more than likely. It seems that they've gotten a lot better with that. It used to be sometimes you'd come in and there were like 15 dead bodies laying around. That was a little crazy. In this case, it's just the one. Theoretically, we could take their suit and that. I mean, this looks like a pressure suit, so not anything super fancy. Shortness of breath, gasping for air. It looks like they forgot to take their helmet off. We can examine the body. And little sign of cause, which all the more reason to think maybe suffocation. We are now desperate for intimacy. That's awesome. I am going to take the PDA, as heartless as it sounds. It's worth a lot of money. And we're going to go ahead and crack it right now. Where'd it go? It's in my hand. It's on my arm. That's new. That's a new spot for things like that. Didn't know about that. Okay, I wonder if you have to take that off when you go to put something like a pressure suit on. We will look into that in the very near future. Good to know. I did not know about the arm slot there. I wonder how new that is. I just never knew about it because it didn't have the little dots to tell me. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and hack it. And we'll take a look and see if there's anything fun on it. Inventory. It's just got this card. Can we read the card? No, I'm not quite sure. I think we probably have to. Oh, we're standing at a desk, almost. The desk will tell us if there's anything fun on it. Do a quick trade, sell, backpack. There's a little bit of stuff on it. We're just going to go ahead and sell it. We're interested in the money for it, and they can do with it what they will. There we have it. A little bit of money made there. Okay, well, that's not what we were planning on doing. What I wanted to do is talk about the social game a little bit. Now, we did earlier cover some of the interactions of trying to win friends and influence people, so to speak. And so we know a little bit about that. We can come over here. This might be a good one. Eli. Well, we're desperate for intimacy, and I'm currently playing it as a straight character. So why don't we see if we can find a woman who is also straight. We don't know for sure. We won't know until we get to know them. But let's head over that way, and we'll tell them, oh, well, let's open this up to its full potential, and then let's talk about the weather. And they may not respond because they're working. It looks like they're not going to respond. That's okay. Well, tell a dark joke. One more try. My dreams are in sync with reality. Desperate for intimacy, though. We'd like that to change. Not looking like it's going to in this interaction. So we're going to leave. Hopefully that'll disengage. Doesn't seem that it is really. We'll come over here. Okay, so one of the things you can do, instead of having to do all this manually, where you run around and do this and try to gain, self-favor effectively, lower your greedyism and, things like that. What you can do is, it's currently, we only have 11 minutes here in this hour, and that's fine. It is the 0-100 hour. So we're going to go to roster, and we're going to set the 0 hour to free time. So we're going to set it to free time. Then we're going to come in here, and let's have him walk somewhere where he can see people. I don't think it hugely matters that he sees them, but I just kind of want to see that he is close to somebody and makes an effort. We're going to turn on auto task, and we're going to turn off auto pause. And then we're going to let it rip. And he's going to go and do stuff to satisfy his entertainment and his interpersonal needs, basically, for the most part. Now, nothing gets R-rated. I want to be very clear on that. The biggest thing you get with the intimacy stuff is like smiles demurely kind of stuff, things like that. So if you're planning on the game going somewhere else, you're in the wrong game. But what we will see is he'll work off some of those traits, and they'll improve often. So of course, it's possible for them to go down as well, depending on what the interactions are. But we can let this rip for a while, and he'll kind of self-handle a lot of the social stuff. That can save you a lot of time. Before I discovered this, trying to do the social game almost killed the game for me. I don't enjoy that part of it. I get it. I think it's interesting. I wish that it had a more meaningful and immediate utility where you worked through some sort of battle. Some people call it social combat is what they refer to it as. Nothing wrong with that. Just doesn't work for me. It doesn't push my buttons. So I do this. I set it to auto task and turn off auto pause and just let her rip for a bit. As you can see, he's not really interacting all that much. He's watching a lot of TV. He's gaining things like dark jokes and stuff like that. Watching the news. That's never a good idea, is it? Not lately. You'd think there'd be a bottom limit on bad news, wouldn't you? How many things can go wrong at once? Turns out there doesn't seem to be any kind of limit there. And the media is happy to have you watching as long as you're watching their ads as well. So, okay, I'll get off my soapbox. I guess that's capitalism at work, huh? Let's see. We're still just watching TV. Time is almost up. I'm going to go ahead and extend this just a little bit. And he will continue. Now, you'll also, and part of the reason I want to do that, so it's now in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll go ahead and flip this back to work. If we look at his icon here, he has, right here, he has his shift is set to free. It's the game controller, what it looks like, which is awesome. I think that's great. That means he's on free time. If he's working, it'll be a hammer and wrench that are crossed. That's not what we had been seeing most of the time. And then another one that he can get is sleep, and that's like a crescent moon. So those are things to kind of pay attention to kind of know what's going on there. I'm going to send him over here to just kind of see what else he might be interested in doing for a minute. Games share another story. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's force one of these. Oh, he's interested in running back to the television, so never mind. Sometimes that's what he does. He will just watch television. Now, I wanted to revisit this because in the build 13 and even in early 14, it still didn't work real well. The interactions in that, a lot of times he would run around and he'd find a helmet and put it on, and then he'd suffocate, which kind of might be what happened here. A lot of kind of little idiosyncrasies would happen like that they have addressed and are so much better. I think that being able to set this to auto and just let it rip is a huge, huge plus because you don't have to sit here and micromanage this part of the game. Yeah, it takes a few minutes, but you know what? It takes a few minutes, and that's where you sit with it. Let's mildly funny comment this guy, if we can. See if that gives us any kind of feedback. Nope. Just watching TV. Carlos shoots the breeze with us. Well, that's good. We just watch the TV because we're an idiot. Yeah, that would have been good for him to... Now we're watching the other TV. Hey, look, we can watch two TVs. Anyway, would have been good for him to kind of interact a little bit. Part of what I'm doing here is I was kind of hoping I'd need to sleep or something, but I don't see that happening quite yet. So maybe what we'll do is go ahead and wrap this up. Just let him finish running around. And I will start the next episode when I find a good docking ship to get aboard that we can then start to build this guy out and learn how that is going to need to happen. Okay. Lots of stuff still to cover in the game, but that's where we're going to end this one. And I hope you'll stick around for the next one. We'll start to hopefully make this ship bigger, make it so we can haul more stuff and get more money on every trip. I do want to thank you for watching these videos. Hope that they are helping with this game and Ostranauts. Until next time, fair travels.